Papers weren't easy to forge, you know.
I appreciate your assistance.
Why don't you just sell the blighted place and be done with it?
Sentimental reasons?
Have it your way, Hawke.
So the Seneschal's tax collector won't be coming around again like you asked. Funny story.
I'll pass, but thank you for the help.
Spoil sport. Why you want to squat up here in Hightown is beyond me.
I like the view.
So do I.
Three years. There's still no sign of Denarius. I'm beginning to wonder if he's finally given up.
This is his mansion, isn't it? He must know you're here.
Would you be surprised to learn that it isn't, in fact, his mansion? It belongs to a Tevinter merchant, one who has evidently given up on the place. Perhaps he is dead. Perhaps Denarius killed him. Either way, if Denarius is aware of my presence, he has done nothing.
Isn't this what you wanted?
Yes, but...
Don't tell me you're going to miss all the attention. Then this is the perfect time to track him down.
I'm not so certain. Tell me, what do you do when you stop running?
You start over. Isn't that what you want?
I don't know how.
You weren't always a slave, were you?
My first memory is receiving these markings. The lyrium being branded into my flesh. The agony wiped away everything. Whatever life I had before I became a slave, it's lost. I shouldn't trouble you with this. My problems are not yours.
You don't know who you were?
Fenris was the name Denarius bestowed upon me, his little wolf. If I once had another name or a family, then they were taken from me. But again, this is not your concern.
We can talk about this, Fenris.
Maybe another time. But enough. You have much to keep you busy, I'm certain.
Let's keep it that way.
Then we needn't discuss it further.
You help me, I help you.
I don't need your help.
Your problems are my problems.
Unlucky you.
I might be able to help with your problems. Or give you a few more.
Only a few.
The good kind.
Tempting. You're a handsome man, Hawke. Is there no one else who has your attention?
I didn't quite catch that first part.
I don't need to repeat the obvious, I'm certain. Only a few.
It depends if I really work at it.
Tempting. You're a handsome man, Hawke. Is there no one else who has your attention?
Do you see anyone else here? I'm an attentive man.
I'm an escaped slave and an elf, living in a borrowed mansion. None of those things bother you.
Why do you think that would bother me?
You are not most people, clearly.
And I'm an apostate refugee. Does that bother you?
You have me there.
Not for what I have in mind.
Well, that's something. You raise an interesting point. I'll have to consider it. Last bottle of the Egregio. I've been saving it for a special occasion.
And what's that?
The anniversary of my escape. Astia Vala Femundis. Care to hear the story?
I thought you avoided talking about this.
Not on special occasions.
I enjoy listening to you talk.
And I enjoy a man willing to speak his mind. There are few pleasures greater than speaking with a beautiful woman.
Another time, maybe.
Fair enough.
Go ahead. Get it out of your system.
Let's see. You've heard of Saharan? The Imperium and the Qunari have fought over the island for centuries now. I was there with Denarius during a Qunari attack. I managed to get him to a ship, but there was no room for a slave. I was left behind. I barely got out of the city alive.
I thought Denarius considered you valuable.
He wasn't given a choice. The look on his face as the ship pulled out was priceless.
There's nothing like war for covering one's escape.
I had no intention of escaping. That time.
You escaped only by chance.
That time, yes. There are rebels in the Saharan jungles called Fog Warriors. They found me and took me in, nursed me back to health. I stayed with them for a time, until Denarius finally came for me.
Were you with these Fog Warriors willingly? He was relieved to see you'd survived, right?
Relieved to see his investment hadn't ended up in Kunari hands, perhaps.
Whether you wanted to go or not, I assume.
I'd grown fond of the rebels. They bowed to no master and fought for their freedom. It was beyond my experience. When Denarius came, they refused to let him take me. He ordered me to kill them. So I did. I killed them all.
Why would you do such a thing? Once a slave, always a slave? You gave up.
It felt inevitable. My master had returned and this fantasy life was over. But once it was done, I looked down at their bodies. I felt I couldn't. I ran and never looked back.
Couldn't you have found other Fog Warriors? Become a rebel?
Even if I did, I felt unworthy. I had no way of knowing if I could truly escape from Denarius then. I didn't even know what that meant. I simply had to get away. I stowed aboard a ship to the mainland and moved south, chased by my former master every step of the way.
I have to wonder why you stayed with Denarius as long as you did.
You have not been a slave. A slave does not dream of freedom or wonder at possibilities. You think only of your master's desires and what the next hour will bring. It did not occur to me that I could be anything else until I had a taste of it.
But there are stories of slaves rebelling all the time. They did in Kirkwall.
The ritual that gave me my markings also stripped me of my memory. Whatever I was before may as well have never been. Perhaps if I knew, I might have felt differently.
How well did you know these Fog Warriors?
I knew them only a few months, but in that time, I felt as if I truly lived. They were bold, strong, free with their affections. I was in awe of them and owed them everything. And I turned on them even so.
Didn't Denarius stop you?
The rebels had wounded him. The soldiers he brought attempted to capture me, unsuccessfully. It was weeks before Denarius was able to mount the hunt in earnest, but by then, I was already gone.
Gripping stuff. You should write it down.
You think they teach slaves how to write?
I don't see why you didn't kill him right there.
I wasn't running from him. Not at first.
This can't be easy to talk about.
I've never spoken about what happened to anyone. I've never wanted to. Perhaps this is what it means to have a friend.
Might want to take it easy on that bottle.
It's the last one, I swear. To you, Hawke, may I fight at your side for years to come.
Perhaps you're right.
To you, Hawke, a finer mage I have never met. You and I don't always agree, but...
But? You don't need to say it. I understand.
Let's just say you've earned my respect.
Too much wine will make anyone chatty. But nothing. This isn't a bonding moment. It might mean more than that.
I have never allowed anyone too close. When my markings were created, the pain was extraordinary, and the memory lingers. But you are a man unlike any other, Hawke. With you, it might be different.
We could find out.
On another evening, perhaps. A last toast, then. To the fallen.
I'm not sure we should.
Of course. A conversation for another time, perhaps.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
If there was someone before, I have no memory of it.
there was no one after you escaped, even.
I stayed nowhere for long. Who would I trust? I didn't think I needed anyone, or wanted anyone, until now.
I have something for you.
It's a book.
It's a subject you're familiar with. I see your eyesight is still working fine. This one is quite rare, actually. The book is by Shartan, the elf who helped Andraste free the slaves. You know about him, right?
A little. It's just... slaves are not permitted to read. I've never learned.
It's not too late to learn, Fenris.
Isn't it? Sometimes I wonder. I don't mean to seem ungrateful. I do appreciate the thought. I've always wanted to learn more of Shartan. Perhaps this is my chance.
A simple thank you would have sufficed.
Thank you.
You haven't been a slave for years.
I suppose that's true. Of course I know about him. What do you take me for? I certainly didn't learn from books, though. Do you think they teach slaves to read?
It's not too late to learn, Fenris.
Is that what this is? Let's teach the poor slave to read?
A simple thank you would have sufficed.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me of something I can never do.
You haven't been a slave for years.
And? Am I not learning your ways quickly enough to suit you? Ugh. Ignore me. You are not responsible for my deficiencies. I do appreciate your gift. Hunters.
Stop right there! You are in possession of stolen property. Back away from the slave now and you'll be spared.
Fenris is a free man! Come down here and let's talk about it. You should have attacked while you had the chance. Is that your first offer? Because it's not a good one.
They'll never learn, will they?
I won't let you take him.
I won't repeat myself. Back away from the slave now!
I am not your slave!
Where is he?
Please, don't kill me.
Tell me!
I don't know. I don't know, I swear. Hadriana brought us. She's at the holding caves north of the city. I can show you the way.
No need. I know which ones you speak of.
Then let me go. I beg you. I swear
You chose
I won't...
the wrong master. Hadriana. I was a fool to think I was free. They'll never let me be.
This is someone you know?
My old master's apprentice. I remember her well. A sniveling social climber that would sell her own children if she thought it would please Denarius. If she's here, it's at his bidding. I knew he wouldn't let this go.
Looks like we have some hunting to do.
The holding caves held slaves in the old times, but apparently they are no longer abandoned. We must go quickly, before Hadriana has a chance to prepare, or flee.
This is no time to lose your temper. They're no longer a threat, Fenris.
There will be more. If Hadriana's here, she won't stop. We need to find her. We'll send a message to Denarius he won't soon forget.
Lead the way. We have more important things on our plate.
More important things? More important to whom? Fine. I'll mark the caves on your map. But if Hadriana is gone by the time we get around to it...
You've escaped the Magister's reach for too long.
So Hadriana finally dares to look for me in the city, does she?
Give yourself up. This is your last warning.
Don't be a fool. We will slaughter you all.
Wrong answer!
This is your fault. Told you Hadriana needed to be dealt with. And here she attacks us again.
It's not like her attacks are all that hard to deal with.
That's not the point.
We should have done something about this sooner.
I agree. Hadriana is waiting, and who knows when she will strike next.
Back off, Fenris.
And what should I do instead? Thank you? What if the hunters come to the mansion next? I won't wait to see if you'll be there the next time. We go now, or I do.
Then let's do it now.
It's about time. As soon as we leave, I'll take us there.
You can do what you like, Fenris.
That's what I thought. May our paths not cross again, Hawke. There were many such holdings once, especially in the mountains, where individual slavers kept private pens. They were designed to protect against raids by fellow slavers. No doubt it's why Hadriana chose this place.
Do slavers attack each other often?
They did. What better way to find slaves than to steal them? The holdings outside of Tevinter have mostly been abandoned, but they still exist.
Hadriana won't escape us.
Let's hope this isn't a waste of time.
A few protections won't stop us. Maybe she wanted to redecorate. Add a few flowers.
She's not a flowers kind of woman. Are you hurt? Did they touch you?
They've been killing everyone. They cut Papa, bled him.
Why? Why would they do this?
These poor people. This is ghastly.
It's a demon at work. By this point, there's nothing human left inside.
The Magister. She said she needed power, that someone was coming to kill her. We tried to be good. We did everything we were told. She loved Papa's soup. I don't understand.
Is the Magister still here?
I think so. The Magister said they were to prepare for battle. I think she's very frightened.
She has every reason to be.
Please don't hurt her. She'll be so angry if you hurt her.
This has been terrible for you. Let's not waste more time. We need to find Hadriana. You're just a slave to them. Property to be used.
Everything was fine until today.
It wasn't. You just didn't know any better.
Are you my master now?
No. No.
But I can cook. I can clean. What else will I do?
This might help you start a new life. Consider this my donation to the cause.
For me? Thank you. I'll treasure it forever.
She'll probably be robbed before the day is through.
Do we look like slavers? Go on.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be bad.
If you go to Kirkwall, I can help you.
Yes? Oh, praise the Maker. Thank you.
I didn't realize you were in the market for a slave.
I don't see why that's any of your business.
Evidently not. Perhaps you missed the part where I was once a slave. Do you really think I will stand by and watch you become that girl's new master?
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the part where I do everything you command.
Vishantaka fuss! Keep your slave, then. Enjoy her.
How about I become her employer, then? Better?
Barely.
You heard her. She has no idea how to live on her own.
And let's keep her that way, yes?
I gave her a job, Fenris.
Ah, then... that's good. My apologies. Let's find Hadriana and be done with this place.
Stop! You do not want me dead!
There is only one person I want dead more.
I have information, Elf, and I will trade it in return for my life.
Ha! The location of Denarius. What good will that do me? I'd rather he lose his pet pupil.
You have a sister. She is alive. You wish to reclaim your life? Let me go, and I will tell you where she is.
We'll find his sister, and then we'll let you go. Not before.
Ha! You think I'm a fool? The woman is in the Imperium. I will not stay captive the entire time it would take for you to find her. You want to know who you were, Fenris? Then let me go.
You must be joking. That's the flimsiest deal I've heard yet.
No.
Looks like you're getting your wish, Fenris. How do we know you're even telling the truth?
You don't. But I know Fenris, and I know what he's searching for. If he wants me to betray Denarius, he'll have to pay for it.
This is your call.
So I have your word. I tell you, and you let me go.
Yes. You have my word.
Her name is Verania. She is in Carinus, serving a magister by the name of Ehrman.
A servant, not a slave.
She's not a slave.
I believe you. We are done here.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
We can't be sure she was telling the truth.
Of course we can't be sure.
Another negotiation won. Good job, Fenris.
Oh, you think that was a good idea?
Not big on keeping promises, I take it.
Puh, that's what her bloody deal was worth. This could be a trap. Denarius could have sent Hadriana here to tell me about this sister. Even if he didn't, trying to find her would still be suicide. Denarius has to know about her and has to know that Hadriana knows. But all that matters is I finally got to crush this bitch's heart. May she rot, and all the other mages with her.
And here I thought you were unreasonable.
Maybe we should leave.
No, I don't want you comforting me.
We should go, Fenris.
No, I don't want to go anywhere with you.
This doesn't mean we shouldn't look for your sister.
And who's going to look for her? You?
Let's not forget who you're talking to.
I haven't forgotten.
You know damned well they're not all like your magisters.
And who should be our example? Anders? Merrill?
Being a blood mage does not mean sacrificing innocence.
There are worse examples.
You saw what was done here. There's always going to be some reason, some excuse why mages need to do this. Even if I found my sister, who knows what the magisters have done to her? What has magic touched that it doesn't spoil? I need to go. I've been thinking about what happened with Hadriana. You and I don't always see eye to eye, but that doesn't mean you deserved my anger. I owe you an apology.
I had no idea where you went. I was concerned.
I needed to be alone.
There's no need to apologize.
You are generous.
People take their frustrations out on me all the time. That's it. Just an apology.
If you wish, I can go. You need not see me again.
All I want to know is what happened in there. That's not necessary.
I'm relieved.
I think it's time we parted ways.
May fortune continue to smile on you, Hawke. When I was still a slave, Hadriana was a torment. She would ridicule me, deny my meals, hound my sleep. Because of her status, I was powerless to respond, and she knew it. The thought of her slipping out of my grasp now. I couldn't let her go. I wanted to, but I couldn't.
Your need for revenge is consuming you.
And what would you have me do? Hadriana came after me. I have never had the option to simply walk away.
Admit it. You just wanted to kill her. You clearly weren't thinking about finding your family when you did it. That's more important than your promise.
It's not easy to discover your principles are less noble than you believed.
I'm glad you killed her then.
I should be happy now that Hadriana is dead. Instead, I feel nothing but disquiet. This hate. I thought I'd gotten away from it. But it dogs me no matter where I go. To feel it again. To know it was they who planted it inside me. It was too much to bear. Am I supposed to forgive, no matter how many times they hunt me down? Am I supposed to forget all the things they've done to me?
If you're wondering why you can't move on, this is it.
Yes, this is it. Why can I not grasp something so simple?
They say amnesia is a friend to the tormented.
A friend? I don't have any friends.
You may not wear chains anymore, but you're not free.
You know nothing of being a slave. It's a sickness, this hate. This dark growth inside me that I can't ever get rid of. And they put it there. This isn't why I came here.
Stop being so bloody stubborn.
Easier said than done.
Are you going to use the information Hadriana gave you?
I don't know yet. I will have to think on it.
You need to cool down.
No doubt you are right.
We're friends, Fenris.
I'm not certain I know what that is.
We'll talk again some other time.
An excellent idea.
So you're just going to leave? You don't need to leave, Fenris. Was it that bad?
I'm sorry, it's not... It was fine. No, that is insufficient. It was better than anything I could have dreamed.
Was it too strange to be with another man?
It's not that.
It can be a lot to take in, I know. This is as far as it goes, then?
I began to remember my life before. Just flashes. It's too much. This is too fast. I cannot do this.
Your life before? What do you mean?
I've never remembered anything from before the ritual, but there were faces, words. For just a moment, I could recall all of it. And then it slipped away.
If it brings your memory back, maybe we need to do it more often.
Perhaps you don't realize how upsetting this is. I've never remembered anything, and to have it all come back in a rush, only to lose it. I can't.
You're the one who came to me, remember? We can work through this.
I'm sorry. I feel like such a fool. This should never have happened in the first place. Forgive me.
I wasn't expecting anything else, Fenris.
Then, perhaps this is for the best.
We can work through this.
I'm sorry. I feel like such a fool. All I wanted was to be happy. Just for a little while. Forgive me.